Welcome to one of the many circle sessions hosted by Wonder Girls. Wonder Girls is a nationwide classrooms movement. We bring relatable female role models into classroom settings through our circle sessions. As you will see, the crux of these sessions is its dialogic nature. We're currently working with 150 plus classrooms across 7 Indian cities. Our aim is for every adolescent in India to have access to relatable female role models. I welcome you once again and hope you enjoy learning from our speakers' life journey and career path.
All right, right, great. So a very good morning, students, Hari sir and Priyanka ma'am, and thank you so much, for taking the time out and joining us. It's really a pleasure to have you here today. Without taking much time, could you just share something about yourself with us? Like something about your your childhood, how you grew up, and then where you are today. A little bit of background to us, so that we could know you better.
Absolutely, no problem. So, hi everyone. My name is Priyanka. I I am based out of Mumbai, and born and brought up here. And currently, I am a 23-year-old who is working at ICICI Prudential Life Insurance Company. I am from a finance background, and I have completed up to 12th grade in Mumbai itself, after which I pursued my undergraduation at university in the UK, the United Kingdom. And I have pursued actuarial science. So I understand that not many people are aware of this field, and even to this date, just not you all. I know that so many people around me have no knowledge about what actuarial science is, and I'm here and I'm happy to explain to everyone and inspire everyone uh, about actual science and basically finance and what opportunities finance holds for us. So, as I mentioned earlier, I pursued my undergraduation in the UK, after which I came back to Bombay and I have been working for the last 2 years. So, just to give you all a background, what is actuarial science? So, actuarial science is basically nothing but mathematics and statistics that is used, that is put into the theory that is put into reality, into the real world, into like for example, when I was a kid, when I was your age, I used to keep thinking that why am I studying mathematics, like what is this useful for. But when you grow up, when you're actually working, when actually get the opportunity to apply these things to your job, to your real life, that is where you understand that okay, this is why I have been exposed to such kind of knowledge, such kind of information. So, actual science is basically nothing but that. So, it is an application of mathematics and statistics to your real life. So, for example, if I'm not sure how many of you are aware of the concept of insurance. So, just to give you all a slight summary, if I am to say, let's say car insurance. So what is car insurance? Car insurance is when you pay a little bit of money, and in case something happens to your car in the future, the company pays you back for it. Nothing but finances. Okay, so what the car insurance company is responsible for doing is telling you how much money has to be paid. So what are the chances that something can happen to your car? That is probability, that is mathematics and statistics, and that is where it has been put to the to real life. That is where the concepts are used. So, in order to give you guys just a little bit of insight into this is what actual science is. I know it is a little bit complicated complicated for everybody to understand everything in just one go, and in just one session. In fact, you have to be exposed to it multiple times. But
Ma'am,
it is interesting,
okay.
definitely.
Could I just, interrupt
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
before going ahead?
yeah.
This is definitely a very new field, for all of us. Actually, when I heard about this field, it was very new to me I had heard about this for the first time. So before, I would like, we could definitely, dwell into this field and, try to understand about it more. But before moving on, could we ask you about your passion towards numbers? As a child, were you always fascinated towards numbers, and were you always, think, sure about, doing something related to, numbers and finances? Were you always comfortable? Because there is this, what do you call as, mm, a generic, or a generalization that women are not usually, meant for numbers or something of that sort. It's a field that is, for men. And so on that note, how were you really sure that, I want to do something related to numbers and finances? From when were you sure, and how did you, come here? If you could just highlight a little bit
Absolutely.
about the journey till here.
Absolutely. So, to give you guys an understanding, I was not sure about this at all until a very, until probably when I was 12 or 13, I was not good with numbers. And I did not understand it. I did not like mathematics. But I think at the age of 13, I was introduced to a teacher who taught me mathematics in a way that I had never learned before. And that teacher made me understand the concepts of mathematics and numbers, and that made me fall in love with numbers at that point of time. So it is absolutely okay if you guys don't understand math right now, or are not very fluent with numbers right now. That is absolutely fine, because even I, who was pursuing a career in numbers, was not good with it for a very long time. So it was up until a very very old age that I was not good with it. But after which I got the understanding and the fundamentals of it, I absolutely fell in love with it. And from that moment, I was sure that I wanted to continue with numbers, or doing something with numbers and finance for the rest of my life. However, actuarial science, I was not so sure about, of course, because it was a new field for me also at that point. But so how was I
Could we put it
introduced
like, your teachers,
to the field was when absolutely I was 100% influenced by my teachers. In fact, I was blessed up until the longest time with the best teachers in not only mathematics but in crucial that the teachers are in love with whatever you are studying or whatever you are working towards.
great, great, great. That's amazing. I'm glad that, a teacher's presence, or a teacher's influence has, brought you to something that, you genuinely like. And having said that, how did you come to know about actuarial science, as a subject, or uh, as a field, in the finances? Um, is it widely known here in India? Is it available here in India? What brought you to this course or this
Yeah.
field?
So actuarial science is not actually widely known as of now in India. There are very limited number of qualified actuaries in India. However, as years are passing by, people are getting more knowledge of it. People are aware of the field. People know that this is something that they can pursue as well. However, However, the availability is quite limited. So actual science as a profession is nothing but you have to clear a certain set of examinations, after which you are qualified as an actuary. So you can clear those examinations from anywhere across the world. That is not an issue. However, the tuition for it, the teaching and classes and everything is quite limited. However, the awareness is growing. The tuitions are also becoming more available. But for me, when I was thinking about what career I should pursue when I first graduated high school, one of my seniors from back in school had already uh, gone to the UK to study about actuarial science, and that is what intrigued me. And I spoke to her, I spoke to her parents, I spoke to her entire family as to what this is. And I took my time, I took around a year to think about it and to see if this is something that I actually really want to pursue. So there
Great.
was a lot of research and thought that went behind it.
And how is this course looked upon in the market? Correct me if I'm wrong, because in a country like India, if we're talking about the field of finances, people are usually hired with a background of of an MBA in finance, or a chartered accountant, or a cost and works accountant. uh, like, because I'm also a commerce graduate, and everything was revolving around this in terms of finances. So how would you put it in terms of acceptance in our country right now, for a qualification like this?
Absolutely valid question. So, actuarial science as a qualification is accepted 100% in insurance firms, because that is the core of actuarial science, is insurance. So, insurance companies obviously 100% will accept actuaries. However, that being said, the profession of actuarial science is so beautiful that it can be applied to various other forms of finance, which, for example, under financial risk management, or let's say um, investment banking, or equity research. So basically, actuarial science gives you such a strong fundamental about finance and how finance operates, that you can possibly be flexible to work into any field of finance.
Okay, great. So would you call it like this is something like a booming field in India, or probably employers, or firms are looking out for personals qualified in this field, y- you know uh, and talking about this,
Most definitely, yes.
so in terms of sustainability of this field, could you just share something about that? How sustainable is this field? How relevant it is in today's market, or projected for the future? Miss
So,
Priya.
because actuarial science is the core of insurance, in
I think we lost her.
today's
uh, Miss
market,
Priyanka, we are not able to hear you. I think your voice is breaking.
definitely it is one of the most wanted fields, or insurance will never go away, because
Yeah, she, like there's been some network issue. I think so. Like, we have lost her. We'll wait because she's joining as well.
Okay, she's not here. Okay.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah, we lost you in between. You're audible.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm facing some network issues
No
since
worries, it's
morning.
okay. That's it happens. It's all right.
It's clear now, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Just we have some lag with your
Okay.
voice and video, but yeah, but we are clear, audible.
Okay. Okay. So, we were discussing about sustainability of actuarial science in India today. So, of course, insurance is something that not many people are aware of, and even if aware, not most Indians are comfortable with the concept of insurance, not more, knowledgeable in the entire concept of it, which is why slowly as the years are passing, it's becoming more and more, as actuarial science also is getting more available in the country as a concept. Even insurance is getting more available in the country as a concept, and in the future as well, 100%, because insurance is something that will not be um, uh, how do I put it, not um, discarded as a concept for a very long period of time, because people are always going to need a insurance plan or a backup, or financial planning. So that is why it is, always going to be one of the most sustainable professions.
Amazing. I absolutely agree with that. Because uncertainty is always around, and definitely, we are going to be having these insurances company thriving for a very very long time to come until there's some other model that could pop up. Replacing insurance, which I personally don't see or haven't can't visualize. And on that note, would you like to share a little bit about how your day to day responsibilities or routines look like, and how do you probably and a little bit about how your personal life revolves around the profession that you're pursuing. Do you have ample time for yourself as well, or are there some compromises that you make because of the kind of profession that you're doing? And what does it take to be in this kind of a role? In terms of skills and mindsets. A little bit on that note, if you could.
Absolutely, absolutely. So under actuarial science also, as I mentioned earlier, there is multiple roles that one can be a part of. However, I am a pricing manager, which means that I price the insurance, which means that I price the premiums that are paid in order to avail insurance for any individual. So day-to-day activities for me look a lot like numbers and models, and I have to basically use the statistical methods that are predefined for a corporation in order to arrive at the numbers. However, that being said, it's not only numbers that I look at. I also look at handling of stakeholders and managing basically managing day-to-day activities of the entire team as a whole. So in terms of how my life looks like today, uh, of course we are all working from home for the last 1 year. So it gets a little difficult because you have to manage everything at home. However, my day starts at 9 a.m. My work starts at 9 a.m. and I work up until, let's say, 7:30 or 8 in the evening, after which I need to find some time for myself to study, because I'm also pursuing the uh, examinations for actuarial science. So my entire day involves studying as well as working, which gets a little challenging because you're exhausted after a long day of work, right? So yeah, that's what my day looks like
I see that
as of now.
as you narrate, this requires a lot of resilience and endurance to, pursue in a field like that, and then the thirst to keep updating yourself or upskilling yourself with requisite knowledge and skills. How would you put it, like in terms of skills and mindsets that one needs to, develop or possess in order to, thrive in a field like this?
Honestly, I don't think there is anything different as such for actuarial science or actuary as a profession, because no matter what you are pursuing, you always need to uplift yourself. You always need to grow. You always need to keep learning. And if you put your mind to it, you're going to give your 100% to any profession that you are pursuing, no matter whether it's engineering or finance or medicine. you know you always need to make sure that you're learning and growing and developing. So it's not something that is specific to actuarial science that you need. I think anybody can do it. It's not that only a certain set of people who are good at math can do it, or certain set of people who are good with accuracy can do it. No, I think everybody can do it if you put your mind to it.
Uh, Absolutely. And if you could also share about what do you think about the trends or patterns of in terms of financial literacy.
Just 1 minute. Can
Yeah,
can I just give 1 minute?
yeah, yeah, sure, sure, please.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I was facing some network issues.
No, no, no worries. Uh, could we go
Yeah.
ahead now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So the question was related to the trends, patterns, or uh, general notion about financial literacy in a in a country or society like ours. Uh, would you like to comment a little bit about that? Do you think that as a collective or as a country we have, or how would you comment about the financial literacy status of a country, or a society in general?
Absolutely. So, at least in India, that I have noticed, when it comes to finance, everybody is very scared and very skeptical and very, reserved and not open to new ideas. So, financial literacy in most areas, yes, I would say India is progressive. However, India is very uh, how do I put it? Very scared
Conservative.
or
Okay.
reserved. That not everybody is open to putting their money everywhere. Of course, I mean, it's absolutely understood. But yeah, so if I speak about financial literacy with respect to insurance in specific, then no, I mean, not many people are aware. Not everyone is happy to put their money or invest their money into insurance and protection and uncertainty.
Do you
uh,
think the trends of depositing the money in the bank accounts or fixed deposit accounts is somewhat reduced in today's world? Because I also feel like this, this traditional mindset of ours of staking our money into a fixed deposit account or a savings bank account turns out to backfire at some point in our lives, be it cost of living, because of inflation, or certain expenses, throwing people down to poverty because of unforeseen accident or hospitalization of a family member or something like that, and not taking the adequate steps to multiply or diversify the money that we have by segregating it into proper investment mediums. Do you think the trend still continues in a country like us, which we are almost heading towards becoming the third largest economy? Uh, uh, just your thoughts on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I do feel that people are sticking to savings accounts and fixed deposits as a very secure backup. However, I am also noticing a trend of people starting to learn how to invest their money into better investments that might give more returns, or more safety, such as mutual funds or so people diversify their funds and investments. It used to be for sure that I can notice that people are just investing into savings accounts and fixed deposit accounts for sure. It is upcoming definitely, but it has begun and it is growing for sure.
And what about people actually um, subscribing to insurances, be it health or life or something like that? Do you think we are showing shifts in trends with regards to that, or are they still, or do you feel like there are still potential people who are a little not aware and are missing out on securing themselves, through channels like these?
So, for health insurance and car insurance, our population and society is extremely aware and extremely on top of it. I think most families have a health insurance and most families have a car insurance because that's the most common kind of unpredictable event that we come across. However, in terms of life insurance, there is absolutely negligible awareness and negligible, people willing to put their money into it and securing their family's future in that case. So the penetration of life insurance in India is as low as 3%, and not many people are even aware of life insurance, as the benefits of life insurance, or the actual concept behind life insurance, instead of just a scheme that involves you putting your money into it.
Um, Considering the demographic of our society, do you think this availability of such mediums is only possible through private mediums, private channels or private firms, however we want to put it, or do you think that there is a necessity for even the government to step in and make this more widely available, ensuring that uh, not a lot of us are missed out in this?
Absolutely, 100%. So the government of India has in fact taken a couple of initiatives, to secure India, and to introduce insurance to India. So government has introduced a very successful scheme called Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, which is called PMJJBY, which offers life insurance at a very, very nominal premium to the entire population of India, in fact. And they have also introduced a similar scheme for the farmers of India, which offers them crop insurance, which is a very, very you know crucial insurance for a population like farmers who face uncertainty like nobody else does in our country.
Absolutely. Great. Uh, uh, so, Having spoken about a lot of these branches of these fields and the different uh, parts of people's life this touches upon, could we also talk about what could be some factors that could probably be like an hindrance, in a student's life from entering into such diverse and relevant field like this, especially talking about a girl over here. What could be the challenges and hindrances a girl could probably face, to flourish in a field like this? If you could.
Absolutely. So, definitely, the problem of being a girl who is good at numbers, or, is interested in numbers, has come up, as you correctly mentioned earlier. However, India has become, I will give the credit, and we have become quite progressive towards it. And there is a very, very large number of girls who are, you know, independent and strong, and so good with things that, society deems that, they are not fit for it. So the number of girls in these professions has, increased a lot, and I have not seen this to be an issue, to say, in any specific area, that, girls are not allowed, or they are not, welcome there. So I have been blessed to have been given the opportunity, and, never been subject to such kind of discrimination or difference. However, in terms of challenges, irrespective of my gender, I have definitely faced a couple of challenges with respect to when I first, started a job, because working is something that no one will ever prepare you for, and no one can ever prepare you for, actually, because you have to put your heart and mind to it, and it's if you have studied for, let's say, 15 to 17 years of your life, it gets you're put into an absolutely new background, you're put into a new environment, and you just have to survive there, which was a very big challenge for me. And all the number of hours that you have to put into it, along with studying, after you finish your work. So that was a little challenging for me. However, you get used to it, and it's not something that I'm forced to do. It's you should, I mean, it's not something that anyone should be forced to do. You have to pursue, you have to learn, you have to grow by your own choice, and not anybody else's.
Absolutely. And you're talking about the choices and the hours that you have to put in, and the structure, the time that we invest in such courses in order to get somewhere. I have a couple of questions, revolving around this. So I'll take one at a time. So the first question, which comes to my mind when as you speak about this is. Uh, what would support in terms of pursuing a course like this be, for a student who probably does not have adequate means to support for higher education or something like that? Are there possibilities of scholarships or any other kind of support which is possibly available, for students to pursue uh, a career in this field? Uh, uh, could if you could throw some light on how it is in some how it would be in a country like India, and also some scholarship or opportunities that is available for students to probably go abroad and study and take it from there.
Absolutely. There are multiple scholarships available, and you can pursue it not just in the UK, any country that offers the course. However, that being said, it is not mandatory to pursue it there. You can pursue it from India, from your house itself. So So in terms of means that you need, to pursue this course, no, you don't need to invest so much money, or you know um, pursue higher education abroad or something. You can absolutely pursue it from India itself. There are, as I mentioned earlier as well, people are aware of the course now, as years are passing by, and it is available in a limited capacity, yes, but it is available. And absolutely you can you know make yourself
Thanks for bringing that up. My second question was something around that. So do we possibly need to like hold a recognized degree or recognized qualification in order to pursue something in finances? Is that kind of a mindset probably uh, discouraging or not bringing in a lot of minds that is capable of thriving in the field of thriving in the financial sector? For example, we have one of the largest financial markets in the world, but there are only 2% entrants in such a market. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is some data that I had read some time before. And it is also so talking about the markets, or flourishing in the fields of the markets. It is also looked upon as a is generalized as a gamble or something of that sort. So on that note, you having relevant experience and qualification in this field, how would you comment about that? If you want to like pursue something related to the finances without probably having a formal degree or something, and still making it, through various channels like these.
absolutely 100%. So I don't think that you need to have a formal degree to pursue something in finance, for sure. But it it having a degree gives you an entrance into the market. Having a degree gives you the very specific know-how that you need to thrive in a job at in a financial market. And that being said, it does not mean that without a degree you cannot go forward with a career in finance. However, having a degree just makes it easier for you, just makes it a golden ticket to get into the world, to step foot into the world.
And a little bit about your thoughts about the financial markets. Probably pursuing a career in the market as a day trader or an investor or something. How has it looked like, from your lenses, in a country like ours, uh, uh, and uh, and how would you put some put your thoughts on taking up investing or day trading as a career, so
Absolutely. So initially, that also was something that I had considered as a career option. However, I considered my personal skill sets and my interests where they lie. So I chose actuarial sciences instead. However, pursuing a profession as an investor or a day trader is absolutely great as well, because it gives you a very very big open platform to learning and growing and developing, because those are one of the most informative people that you might ever come across.
yeah. And how does it look like, like from your experiences, how is it look like, in a society like ours, when you talk about day trading, or investing, or taking up stock markets as a primary medium of your sustenance or income or something like that. Do you think the mindset, how would you comment about the mindset in general?
So I have noticed a couple of areas that this taking up trading as a job, or investment into stock markets as a job, is maybe looked down upon. However, I think people are growing and people are being more aware of financial markets every day, especially stock market being one of the most the center of the financial markets. So people are opening their minds towards such jobs and such professions also.
So you're saying that there are shifts visible, from.
Absolutely.
Yep, got you on that. Got you on that. So all right, that was great. And having spoken so much about the field of finances and your journey into this field, how your teachers influenced you, if you could know a little bit more about you, like I see that you need to have a lot of drive and energy, or a kind of zone created within yourself in order to flourish in a field like this, and do bring out your own creativity and all these things. Do you have certain rituals or personal practices that you do apart from just your 9 to 7:30 job or something, that keeps you going? And
Yes, I do have. It's not a ritual, but I make sure to spend quality time with my family, because my family is my biggest support, and they have been through me through thick and thin. And it's not easy. Obviously, I've obviously faced a couple of failures and uh, downfalls in my professional life as well as my academic life. But my family, my parents and my brother have been by me unconditionally, and that has been my biggest fuel. And which is why I always make it a point to spend quality time with them, at least a couple of hours a day, so that it keeps me going. That has been my biggest go through.
anything else that you do for fun, like if
Absolutely. uh, i I I go out, I watch a lot of TV on weekends, and I also draw
okay.
sometimes. Uh, yeah, that's about it.
That's great. That's great. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. So, students, so with this, this is Miss Priyanka for us, and she has shared her journey from her past to how she came here to the present, and also shared about her experiences and her knowledges and perspectives about this sector and the society she has seen through this sector. Now, if I may ask, ma'am, could we open the space for the students to come up with their questions, queries, or whatever they would like to, talk to you about or interact with you, please?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Sure. Thank you so much. So, students, the floor is open now. You could probably raise your hands if you have all these burning questions within you and you would like to ask. Yeah. Okay, we can see Aarti has raised her hands first. Yeah, Aarti, would you like to please come out of mute and share your question, thoughts?
Hi, sir. So, thank you so much, ma'am. I really love your experience and your interest came across finance. And I want to ask one question to you. Is in finance, there are many roles and work, and you haven't faced many challenges, and you have got many supports from your family also. So, somewhere in the place of your finance journey, have you think to move to another profession?
um Actually, I have always been fixated in my mind that finance is something that I want to pursue. So I have thought of moving to other professions, yes, for sure, but not out of finance. So even if I would have thought of moving to, let's say, investment banking or stock markets, but never out of finance, never something totally different.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Arti, for the question, and we are up for more questions. In the meanwhile, Ms. Priyanka, if I may ask, uh, I feel maybe it could be something more of a personal thought or something like that. Like, how, how do you think that we can bring in this awareness revolving around financial literacy, in our system of schooling or in our system of education? Because we spend a good amount of time, in our schools, and we invest long hours and years over there. I feel like after almost 15 years of all that, probably our understanding about finances is not up to the mark, because you come into the world, to sustain, to earn your bread and butter. And uh, so, what is it that needs to be brought into our education system in order to bring in this scope of financial literacy, to the masses of our people?
I strongly think that basic concepts such as savings, investing, taxations, such not of course not in too much depth, but just the brief, the overview, the basic concept of such fundamentals should be brought into our Indian education system, definitely. Because as soon as you're done with education and you step out into the real world, I have noticed that, at least for in my case, that I was absolutely unaware of what these things are. I have no idea what taxes are. I have no idea what investing means, and what are my options of investing. So bringing these concepts into the education system would bring a lot of would actually bring information and knowledge to the kids as well. But not only that, it would also instigate an interest in the financial world in the kids, which I have noticed is not something that people are interested from day one, or from when you are a child.
Do you think it also has an effect on a lot of what do you call us? I don't know if it would be correct to put it that way, but a lot of family troubles because of poor financial understandings. Do you think it has a ripple effect in our general lives that we live because of inadequate awareness about financial literacy?
Absolutely, it does. I mean, I have seen so many people who are facing financial troubles, and I believe financial troubles are the most, critical ones that can affect a family from, 0 to 100. So, more financial awareness and more planning that begins from a young age itself would definitely bring a lot of stability into, a normal Indian household as well.
Got you. I have a couple of more questions around that, but I see our students are also very curious to ask a few questions.
Yeah,
I'd probably give them their turn, and then if we could, I will ask you some more
yeah,
about that.
absolutely.
So, yeah, Rajendran, would you like to come out of mute and ask your question, Rajendran?
Yes, sir. Miss, what is the most easiest and difficult part of this job, miss?
The easiest and the most difficult part. Okay. The easiest part is the easiest part is the numbers, because that makes me comfortable, and that is something that I know. The most difficult part is actually the long hours, and the struggle that I have to put in between my job and my studying.
Okay, miss. Thank you, miss.
I'm sure they would be able to relate about long hours put into studying. For sure. So Aarti also had one more curious question. Before give the chance to Rishi, Aarti, would you like to come out of mute and ask that?
Okay, sir. So you are interested in finance and numbers also. So who is your role model and why?
Uh, my role model. My role model is actually my father, who is also great at numbers and who who's actually very quick with understanding of these basic concepts. He is not, working in the financial field, or he is not, he is not qualified with a financial degree, but he is so good at it. And with, that's what I was explaining earlier, that you don't need to have a degree to uh, you know uh, get a career into the financial world. However, getting a degree makes it easier, but you don't need to have it. And my father is the biggest example of that, because he's very good with things that, maybe even I, as a qualified student, may or may not understand.
Thank you, ma'am.
And thanks a lot for putting up that question, Aarti. And Rishi, before going to Rishi, that's something really, that stood out to me. If in terms of role models, immediately people look up to celebrities and, all those known people who you can find in Google. It's so lovely to see you drawing inspiration from your own people around, and, your own father. It's amazing. And Rishi, would you like to come out of mute and share your.
Yes. So I have two questions. The first question is, uh, your gender had been an obstacle to stop you from being successful in this field, and what are the major skills that students want to have to be successful in this field?
Sorry, Rishi, I didn't get your first question. Can you please repeat? Hello?
Yes, miss. Have your gender been miss? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yes,
can hear
yes,
you
we
now.
can. We can.
Yeah.
Have your gender been uh, obstacle to stop you from being successful in this field?
No, my gender has not been an obstacle to, from being successful in this field, and I'm very blessed for that.
Okay, miss. The second question was, uh, what are the major skills that students want to have to be successful in this field?
So, as I mentioned earlier, also Rishi, I don't think that you need to have a very specific skill set that you can use to be successful in this field. I think everybody can do it if you really put your mind to it. All you need is your interest lying into this field, or any field for that matter. You just need to love what you do every day, and you just put the rest of your hard work and the effort that you put into yourself every day.
Thank you, miss.
Rajendran had a question, added on to what he asked previously. We'll just take that and then we'll go to Roshni. Rajendran, would you like to come out of mute?
Yes, sir. What is the salary I will be earning when I choose this track? Because the main is money is very important in this modern time.
Very good question, Rajendran. So the salary actually depends from job profile to job profile, not even industry to industry. It is hugely varied between investment banking and between actuarial science and MBA and finance, or let's say chartered accountant. So the salaries are very varied depending from the level of experience that you also have and the amount of qualifications that you hold. So there is no specific number that you can stick to.
But having said that, is there so even in terms of the profile that you're pursuing right now, in the pricing field, how does growth look like? Where does a person start as like in terms of what do you call as uh, just like how you're a manager right now, like where does one start, like something like an associate or something like that, and then moves ahead? And how does the pay scale look like, from the basic profile to, more of the managerial ones?
Absolutely. So from my experience, you start as an associate and you move your way up towards a manager and then senior manager and further. So I think you have to start from scratch in any profession that you are in. So as an actuarial science student, my pay scale is directly linked to the number of examinations I have cleared, and I can say that confidently for professions such as chartered accountant as well, where you have to clear a qualification in order to be at a certain position at the job. So generally for qualifications like actuarial science and chartered accountants, except or a chartered financial analyst, CFA, so those are directly linked to the levels that you have cleared. However, if I speak on a generic basis, in the finance field, you can start from around, let's say, 30 to 40,000 a month, and you move your way up.
I hope that got more clarity to Rajendran's question. We'll go to Roshni. Roshni has also been wanting to have ask a few questions. Yeah, Roshni.
Yes, sir. Yes, Miss, I am also having two questions. So the first question is, at what percent are women employed in the sector? And also the second question is there any pressure that could keep women or men away from this job?
I'm sorry, I did not understand your question. Can you please repeat?
At So the first question is, at what percentage women employed in this sector? Means in this job, how many percent of women are employed? And
Okay.
the second question is there any pressure that could keep women or men away from this job?
In this job. Okay. So to answer your first question, Roshni, approximately, if I see in my workplace, let's say 30 to 40% are women, but I mean, there is no such barricade on hiring females into the job profile that I'm in. So that is not an issue. How to answer your second question, if there's any pressure that keep men and women away from the profession, I think that depends on an individual separately. It could be different for you, it could be different for me. So everybody has their own saturation levels of handling pressure, and maybe you can take more and I can take less. So there's no such specific answer to that.
Do you do anything in order to take this, in order to widen your saturation point or something like that? Because I feel like in today's world, just not restricted to the finances, everywhere, it has become very competitive, and people have, it's become like the new normal to slog in more hours and give beyond your capable, whatever is there within you. So is there something that we could do, or your practice, in order to, like, just expand your capabilities and your saturation point?
Absolutely. I think this just has to be within you, because at the end of the day, you just have to talk to yourself that you are not forced into this. You are doing it for yourself, and it's up to you how much you want to take in, and how much you have to see for yourself of whether continuing such kind of pressure is going to get you to where you see yourself. So whenever I face such kind of pressure, I always think about where I want to see myself in the next 5 or 10 years, and whether this amount of pressure is going to get me there or not. If not, I am absolutely not going to, go ahead with uh, such kind of a life. However, that's something that I have chosen, and that's something that I believe is going to take me to where I want to be. And that is why, that is what increases my saturation level and keeps me going.
Got it. Thank you so much, Ms. Priyanka, and thank for spending the last 1 hour with us and sharing so much of your insights about this field. I'm sure this is, it would have been something very new to a lot of us. It was very new to me as well, because I was really, fascinated when I came to know about this field. After reading your profile. It was lovely to know a lot through your experiences and perspectives as a result of the field that you're pursuing. And I'm also really sure that the students would have got a better understanding and a more awareness about what is possible in this sector, and and what one needs in order to reach here. With that,
Thank you.
thank you so much, and yeah.
Thank you everyone. Should we log off for the day?
Hari sir, would you any last thoughts?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Priyanka, for taking your time and being there for the kids, and like this minute informations, no, that should be very grateful for the kids, and I hope like kids have been taking those inspirations, and they could be using for whenever they think of planning their career path. Thank you so much. I think I know you have work for the day, so thank you for taking your time and being with us. Yeah, we can leave the in the session.
No problem. Thank you so much for the opportunity for doing this. And I really hope I have been an inspiration, or, at least 1% of, informative towards everyone on the call today. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Thanks a
and I'm
lot.
sure that we have drawn that spark for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Good
much.
day.
Bye. Have a good day, everyone.
You can leave the call, Priyanka. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay. Okay.
Thank you guys. Thank you. So, முடிச்சிடலாமா sir?
Usalaam.